The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNCNow.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms a community that sees all things new. I'm Nato Agbayani and I'm streaming directly from Quezon City. Good evening and welcome to Hashtag Para sa Bayan. Hello and welcome to Hashtag Para sa Bayan. Tonight, we have a special guest. In fact, we have 4 special guests in celebration of the International Women's Month. All right, so tonight we will have 4 queens of the Reinas Filipinas organization. They are reigning queens of an international pageant, and we'd like to introduce them to you one by one right now. So let's welcome Miss Cristel into the show. Of course, welcome, Cristel. And
Thank you so much po.
Thank you for joining us tonight. And then, of course, we have Miss Yam.
Hello. Good day.
Hello, Miss Yam. And then, of course, we have Kathy.
Good evening, Nato and TNC viewers. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And of course, last but not the least is Miss Summer.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sir Nato, and to all the viewers. Magandang gabi po.
Good evening. So it's an honor to have you on the show. Of course, it's International Women's Month, and this is the first time we're having queens here on Hashtag Para sa Bayan. So usually we have, of course, people in advocacies and, of course, nation building. But all right. So I wanted to introduce each one, but maybe it's best that you introduce yourselves first. Maybe we can have Cristel introduce yourself first.
Yes, hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sir Nato and all the viewers out there. I am Cristel Gardosa Bulabon. I am the founder and CEO of Reinas Filipinas, and I am actually the one who's helping all these queens to represent our country abroad. And I'm also the one who trains them, but not just the misses, but also all the kids starting from 4 years old. So
Wow, that's really very interesting. Now let's have Yam introduce yourself for our audience.
Yes, hello, good evening. So I am Bria Mariana Bersaming Pandangan, but you can call me Yam. I'm an educator, administrative coordinator of Hillcrest School, a business owner, a performer, a model, a certified voice artist, and a beauty queen under Reinas Filipinas organization. And recently, last February, I won the crown and title Miss Global Asian 2023 held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. where I
Wow.
also won Welcoming Dinner Gown and Best in Interview. And
Wow, that's very
my
interesting.
advocacy has always been holistic health and quality education.
All right. Thank you so much, Yam. And then, of course, we have Kathy.
I'm Catherine Rodrigo, and I am your reigning Mrs. Classic Asian Global Crown holder. Proudly 53 years old, 5'7" in height from Antipolo City. I'm a mother of two. Daughter is 32 years old, and my son is 8 years old at 24 years apart. I am a theater actress and a bike enthusiast, but by profession, I have been in the contact center industry for over 20 years now and currently a business development manager.
Wow. Thank you, Kathy. And of course, last but not the least is Miss Summer. Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Maria Samantha Montitillo Galaga. You can call me Summer for short. I am 34 years old, presently taking up BS Psychology, and I am the present or the reigning Mrs. Global Asia Pacific, the one of the categories in Mrs. Asian Global held in Malacca, Malaysia, last February 25. And my advocacy has always been mental health and well-being.
All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Christelle, Miss K is the mother, the queen mother ba tawag dyan? Parang si ano,
Yes, yes.
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 That's how they
mother
call me,
of
Queen Mother.
yeah, La Reinas Filipinas organization. So this organization, our title for this episode, this is season 3 and episode 34, would you believe, of hashtag para
Wow.
sa bayan. And of course,
Wow.
these are special for the International Women's Month. Um, our co-host Arizza Nocum is of course as beautiful and as intelligent as our guests now, but currently she has to attend to her meeting. So it's the five of us who's going to do the interviews now. Now, let me ask you, of course, the hashtag para sa bayan show today is talking about women, empowering women and giving hope to the hopeless, no? Without giving the motherhood statements, maybe you can tell us more about what you do in terms of charity. I myself is also in the board of several associations that cater to, well, we have a foundation for trafficked women, actually children, and I'm part of that board also, and I'm also part of the board of the Solo Parents Organization of Quezon City. So, and also with the persons of this with special needs. So it's really good to have you here, and we want to understand more of what you do. So we'll fire away. Let's go to Crystal first. Mommy K, Queen Mother, yeah. No? What are your current advocacies now? So later we will go through each one, and maybe you can expound on what you do as
Okay.
a queen. Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. My advocacy is it's been I've been doing this for 11 years, and my advocacy is empowering women and help um, actually the lessen up hunger here in the Philippines. For
Mhm.
11 years, I've been helping a lot of organization, and during that time, I was just a volunteer, and I said to myself. Well, actually, almost 13 years ago, when I said to myself that one day I will be able to organize my own relief operation, something like that, or feeding program.
Mhm. Okay.
Especially to the far flung areas where most of the time are forgotten. I mean, there's a lot of hungry children in those areas. So we started as volunteers. Eventually, years had passed, and I organized my own. And I joined beauty pageant back in 2019. And when I joined the pageant, I said to myself, now I'm able and capable to do this. I'm gonna do it. So I started a project food, which is Feed One Opens a Dream. Um, the reason why I opened this because I know there's a lot of children who are hungry, especially in the far flung area or a remote area, where I actually came from. That's where I grew up. I did not grow up with silver spoon. Whatever you see in me right now is not actually what I grew up with. So I said that I used to be hopeless. I used to be helpless and voiceless. So I said, when I become a beauty queen, I've used that platform to expand in order for me to have this bigger, bigger platform for me to be able to use that platform to be heard, to be able to give hope and to be able to give help. Because hope is showing them that I am not, um, I did not grow up with a silver spoon, but I did not give up. So this is now who I am. So I'm giving them the hope, and then during calamities or certain times that we are organized charity operation or going to these, like yesterday we went to this cancer, the child house, which is a house for all those cancer patients, not just for babies but also the adults. We're just
Yes.
giving them a little bit of help, just like they said, small things can be bigger when we put it together, and we can make a difference. We can inspire a lot of people doing this by just gathering all this help from your co-queens and all these other people who wanted to help but not able to have or find a place or a platform or a trusted person that they can give help as well, or send their help to be able to help others as well, you know
All
so
right.
for 11 years we've been doing this, and now the empowering woman is like, now that I'm done with pageantry, I organized Lorena. I founded Lorena's Filipinas in order for me to show this woman here that being a mother itself is not the end of their journey. They can make a difference. They can be limitless. They can do a lot of things that, despite of being a mother, they cannot be just a mother and a wife, but they can do something for the society as well.
All right. Nako, thank you. Thank you, Cristel. I understand what you're saying. I came from a solo parent home, and my mom was a public school teacher. And, being a mother is a really a very important job, but empowering other mothers or other women is also really very, very important. And
Right.
I'm happy that you're using your platform to do just that. All right, so we'll go to Yam, and then please, Yam, tell us more about your advocacy currently. You're single, right? Not
Yes,
taken.
yes.
Okay. All right. So there are four parents here and one single, not taken queen. So this is
Yes.
Yam. Yam, please tell us more about your advocacy.
Yes, so I'm an educator. I'm an administrative coordinator of a school, Hillcrest School here in Antipolo. So ever since then, my advocacy has always been quality education and holistic development, especially during the pandemic. I say this, I keep on saying has been, because prior to Miss Global Asian, I also joined and won Mutiana Antipolo 2019 and Miss Universe Philippines 2021. And during those moments as a beauty queen, my advocacy has always been education, because that's what has been closest to my heart ever since I was a kid. And ever since I used my title as a mutya before during the pandemic, to write to our mayor to send pack packages for during the pandemic. What are they
Food
called
pass.
again? Sorry.
Like food packs
Food
or
packs.
yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, food packs for all the private school um, teachers. And
Okay,
ever
that's
since,
good.
yeah, ever since then, and then they sent it immediately right after I wrote. That's how I knew that being a beauty queen really has that kind of clamor.
Mhm.
And now, as Miss Global Asian, I've been going with the Lorenas Filipinas to different uh, facilities and
Charity work, no?
charity works. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's great. So thank you, Yam. Our single not taken. But tatanungin ko sana, are you in a relationship or it's complicated? Anyway, thank you for telling us this story about your advocacies about education. And of course, there are 28 million learners in the grade school here in the Philippines. And it's really
Yeah.
very important we teach almost 30% of our country to really get quality education. We support the teachers. That's
Yes.
really very important because they're the next generation, no? Yung tinatawag nating next gen. Now we go to Kathy. Please tell us more about your advocacies.
My advocacy is the preservation of good physical and mental health. You see, at 53 years old, I chose not to have any physical intervention just because I feel that the knowledge and patience gained through the years adds up to the beauty of a woman. And if we are healthy, we are
I
able to
agree.
work. Yes, we are able to work when we are healthy. And when we're able to work, we're able to provide for our families, especially for the education of the children. In fact, Nato, I joined Mrs. Classic Global Asian pageant and the pageant before that so that I may be able to inspire and empower women who may be struggling with challenges of family and personal life. It's exciting because the charities and activities for a cause that we do through the efforts of Mommy K, just like the fashion shows, the public events, TV and online appearances like this one, it actually contributes to help and inspire others. And as a woman, I want to show the world that women can embrace their own flaws, their own selves, but become better versions of themselves every day, trying to become better versions of themselves.
Thank you, Kathy. No, I agree. No, me now that I'm 25 years old, I understand what you're saying. Just kidding. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have one last, of course, but not the least. Again, let's hear from Summer. Summer, please tell us more of your about your advocacies.
Okay, sir. So my advocacy started when I was in high school, actually, because growing up, I was not able to live my life like most of the girls my age usually have or usually experience. Growing up, I was not able to mingle with my siblings and my mother because my mother and my father are separated. So technically, I am from a broken family. And then I can consider my mother as one of the strongest persons I've ever met, I've ever known, because I cannot see her actually crying, but I know that she really has experienced a lot. We are actually seven in the family, and I think when I became a mother, that was the time I realized that being a mother is no joke. And at the same time, um, I have experienced being neglected for a while. My needs were neglected. My emotional needs, to be exact or to be specific, was neglected because as a mother, most of the times, all the attention right after birth is given to the child. And so I have experienced stress, and at the same time, I have experienced also the deterioration of my mental health to the point that I can no longer function very well, and I feel so frustrated every time I cannot pacify my child or my daughter from crying. So um, I actually joined this pageants, the Mrs. Global Asian and the pageant before that, which is the Mrs. Antipolo. It is because that would be one way of showing other mothers like me that, as what Mommy Kay said, motherhood should not be the end of your journey, and at the same time, should not be motherhood should not limit you to just staying inside your house and feeding your family. But there is a lot of things to experience, and there are lots of things to explore still, even if you're a mother. You should not stop in you should not stop dreaming and aiming for those dreams. And at the same time, I can say that I have been an inspiration because recently I just went back to my province, which is Victoria City, Negros Occidental, and I have seen how me winning the pageant influenced and at the same time inspired a lot of women in our province that they told me actually that they wanted to be just like me, who is brave enough and courageous enough to again level up and at the same time to explore more despite of my age and me being a mother.
despite of your age, parang you're in your
Yeah.
20s. Aren't you in your 20s? Parang mag-age lang kayo
I
ni
am
Yang. And
I
all
am
of you
already
are
34 years old.
so well, it's very interesting. It's really from the from what Christelle was saying, the struggles of being a not even a parent at that time, no, but struggling, not having been born into a family with sabi mo nga,
Yes.
silver spoon in your mouth. That's a struggle. I've known of a lot of people, a lot of women. I work with a lot of solo parents and also women, no. Parang akong honorary woman the end of the day because I deal with a lot of solo parents and all of these things. No, I understand itong La Reina Filipinas started when Queen Mother. When did this start?
Um, Reinas Filipinas actually established and only started like a year ago. But
Mhm.
prior to that, we have the Charity Angels, but it was not registered. But Charity Angels been running for like 11 years. So I said, let's register this and so that we will be able to do it, in a proper way. So
Mhm.
that's why Lorena's Filipinas was built, and that's also when the time that I decided to, okay, it's time for me to graduate with pageantry. I've been, a crown holder in 4 times crown holder internationally. So what is it that I need to prove? But this
Mhm.
time, what I can do is make a difference in other people's life, making their dreams come true, helping them out during their journey or along their
Mhm.
journey, and
Yes.
pushing them to their limit. To just like I said, most of the time people say that bring out the best in you, but me,
Mhm.
I always tell them I'm gonna bring out the beast in you. That's how it goes.
Okay, the beast in you. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yang, what do you think? People your age, and then not you're a title
Yes.
holder, and you see young people also. To me, it's really critical that we have the young people have hope because there's a lot of mental health issues currently, and I feel that this is really, shall we say, discouraging a lot of our young people to live their fullest potential. What do you think should we do?
Well, I think it starts with managing our, again, part of my advocacy, holistic health, which means
Yes.
prioritizing not just mental health but also
Mm.
emotional health, financial health, educational health, because all of these things, you have to make sure that you're full in every aspect so that you can live life to the fullest. In my case, as much as possible in terms of emotional health, I can always um, journal, or at least
Mm.
for my students, that's what I tell them to do. Try to journal, try to do yoga and meditation. It may seem so minuscule, right? Like eat healthy food or do yoga and meditation. But in reality, once you form these kinds of habits, good habits,
Mhm.
if you
Yes.
read the book Atomic Habits, all of
Mm-hmm.
these habits create um, a whole sense of like purpose and
Yeah.
individuality that can help every single person. So that's how I lived out my life, and that's how I'm trying to show people that this is the best way to live out your life as well.
No, thank you. Thank you, Yama. All right. So we'll go to Kathy. I mean, a lot you were mentioning earlier about your advocacies and motherhood. You have kids, other two kids. Um, what do you think as women? Are your kids male and female or
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
So what do you think is the best way to inspire your kids? Because alam mo, I'm also an advocate of children and young people's no, welfare. So what do you think should we do? Like when we begin with the home, of course, andyan na yung we use the platform for the pageant and etc. to inspire other women. But how about our own kids? What do you think should we prioritize?
Well, to my children, I want to live by example.
Mhm.
I think that's the best way for them to know the values that they should follow in life. And for everybody, especially for all youth, I would like to get the idea across to them that we only have one life to live, and it will be a shame if we don't live it to the best or to the fullest that we can. This is only one life. And
Yeah.
talking about the youth again, Nato, as I've mentioned, I've been in theater since the age of 7. And
Yes.
another advocacy of mine is to educate the youth through theater. And that's in order to develop communication skills, confidence, discipline, and all of that good stuff. You see, experiencing theater, either as an actor or even a backstage crew, is just, priceless. Rehearsing all together, understanding the play's literature, and then finally performing in front of a live audience, it is such a wonderful experience, pretty much comparable to the pageantry. Theater, drama, and the pageantry definitely helps attain to develop religiosity, values, Filipino values, most especially, and patriotism.
Right. Ako, thank you, Kathy. That was a lot. a, a mouthful of ano, no? Ang daming ideas. Now, Summer, you
Yeah.
mentioned kanina you also had struggles, no, growing up.
Yeah.
Parang I could identify. Kaya lang I was the youngest. So I got so medyo ano favored but also struggled no as a young teenager. But how can you kumbaga based on your struggles, how can you tell other people or how can you inspire other people to live more inspired, motivated, driven lives, given your
Okay.
experience? Yes, please tell us.
Okay. You know what, Sir Nato? One common thing or one common denominator about me and Mommy Kay would be our past experiences or our life before, because we both know, we all know for a fact that we did not came from a rich family. I am from a broken family, and I have experienced struggles when it comes to financials, and I was not able actually to finish my college years
Mm-mm.
because of financial constraints. I have to work so that I can provide for my tuition fees. So when I actually felt exhausted, looking for ways in supporting my studies, I've decided actually to stop studying first. And I went here in Manila and find myself a job. But then I promised myself that when the time comes that I'll be earning enough, then I will be the one to provide for my studies. And at the age of 34, I am actually still studying. But this time, the money that I'm spending comes from my own pocket. So coming from a broken family, that did not hinder me to strive harder. I mean, to strive hard and reach for my dreams. Because you know what? If going back, actually, if I actually did became a rebellious child, given that situation that I have no mother who looks after me, and our father is nowhere to be found, and at the same time, those experiences growing up without those parents tapping my back, telling me that I have done great, I think it will not be helping me if ever I turned into someone who is rebellious, and then I've decided to live life like those of other people that I have seen actually. I actually had that experience as a challenge for me to strive harder. And at the same time, I told myself that eventually, if ever I will be having my own family, I will not let my child experience what I've experienced before. So, one way of fulfilling that promise will be, I think, always look on the brighter side of life, and at the same time to stay positive. Because being positive or taking care of my mental health, to be exact, is what I did for me to be able to cope up with these struggles, and at the same time to have this mindset that life has to go on, and life does not just revolve or focuses on you alone. You also have to think of the people around you, and you also have to make compromises and sacrifices. For me, I can actually think that I can actually say that if once I chose to look on the brighter side and decided to go on with life, then everything has followed and everything just falls into its proper places.
Yun, 'di ba? Thank you, Kathy, for sharing that. Now, we're midway through the show, so we will go right into a short break, and then we will come back with the queens of La Reinas La Reina Filipinas organization. So we'll be right
Organization.
back. All right. See you later, queens. Yeah. Welcome back. You're still watching hashtag Para sa Bayan, but don't forget to watch all our other shows here on the new channel. The new channel is an online alternative new media platform of online shows for people on the go. Please watch all our shows as seen on the screen. Imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of viewers through engaging and authentic, original content. Our channel is a 24/7 global platform that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Promote. Okay. Please don't forget to watch our show every Saturdays 9 p.m. here on hashtag Para sa Bayan. Follow us, of course. You can replay via Facebook, YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. For sponsorships, please email now at newchannel.com or send us a DM. Enjoy life-changing shows because we made them specially for you. All right. So we'd like to congratulate TNC also on the Global Women Who Rule that happened this afternoon at Enderan. We have 22 speakers. We had 22 speakers and they were all great. So we'll come back with the queens of the La Reinas Filipinas organization. So please welcome back Christelle, and then, of course, we have Yam, we have Kathy, and Summer. So, earlier, no, kanina we discussed about your advocacy. Siguro, this is a good opportunity for us to deepen, like, what are your plans for the organization itself? Right now, I think you mentioned, Christelle, as young as 4, and then I don't know, up to the middle ages. I mean, middle age women, no, women and not men, or ano, pati
We
mga.
also have boys. We also have boys. We have men's also. So it's
Oh,
not just female. Actually, right now we're developing young talents who are actually as early as age of 4, both male and female, We have actually the youngest, which is Regina. She's from Bacolod, and she's only 5 years old. She won Little Miss Universe Butterfly last October in Dubai. She was with us during that time without her parents, and she only traveled with a companion, and of course me. This Larenas Filipinas actually is showing that beauty comes from all ages and all shapes and all colors. And also, we are showing here in Larenas Filipinas that poverty is not a hindrance for you to become a successful person, because they can look at me, they can search for my life story and inspirational story of mine, who I was back then and who I am right now. That's the reason why I am giving them hope, that and by sharing my life story, and I am the one who, also trying to help them as much as I can, and giving them this platform to be able to be heard and have that voice that used to be, they said they cannot tell what they feel because they don't have that strength, and now I'm the one pushing them. Hey, come on, there's only one life here. You have to step up and use that bad experience or whatever experience, the pain and agony that you have experienced in life, make use that as your stepping stone to be a great person, to be a better version of yourself. Do not sit there and cry for and be pity yourself doing nothing, but go out there. You can cry for a night, but just go out there, because if you cry and stay in your place, in your room, whatever, that you're not going to be doing something to uplift yourself. And for you to be able to uplift others, you have to uplift yourself first. And Lorena's Filipinas, you're doing that right now. And we are also organizing, and we're been gathering a lot of things that for us to be able to give help to others as well and inspire others. It's not all just about
Beauty and
financially.
pageantry. Yeah.
Yes, it's not just, we're not just focusing on the pageantry, but Larenas Filipinas is everything. It's like, roll into one.
All right. So, okay. So that was great, Christelle. Now let me ask our queens like Yam, Kat, Summer. How do you define in your own definition? How do you define a successful woman or an empowering woman? Sige, Yam first.
Okay. So, well, this is coming from an educator and a beauty queen. And as you can see, empowerment is contagious. And being a beauty queen nowadays, especially in 2023, it's more than just being physically beautiful. It really requires a combination of intelligence, grace, and social awareness. And in this case, Larina's queens were very, very heavy on the social awareness part. And so this means in the coming days, in the coming weeks, there will be more charities, more workshops, and maybe vlogs and talks like this so that people can see what we're doing and we can inspire more people and empower them. Because as I said a while ago, empowerment is very contagious. And maybe we can use this platform that we have to raise awareness about what's important to us, about the important issues nowadays, and make a positive impact in the society one step at a time.
All right. Thank you, Yam. How about Kathy? What do you think? What
So
is
again,
how do you define a successful woman or an empowering woman?
for me, the successful and empowered woman is the real meaning of the crown. It's about being beautiful, not just outside, but inside, and as well as being significant, touching others people's lives in any little way that we can to make it better, not worse. And being with Lorenas Filipinas, I intend to be one with the advocacy of the organization in, continuing the charities to the underprivileged, battered women, the sick, especially in Antipolo, where we live, and in Pampanga, where I work, again, in order to make a difference.
All right. Well said. How about you, Summer? What do you think is a successful woman and an empowering woman? How do you define it?
Okay, I can actually say that an empowered woman is someone who is actually able to influence others. The moment other people will look up at you, and at the same time will improve their lives just because they have already seen a lot in you, then that will be the time that you are successful in empowering them. And you know what, Sir Nato, I have mentioned that I am an active advocate of mental health. You know what? I believe that as an advocate of mental health, I always seek for a community which is inclusive, kind, and loving. Because during these times, our society has this stigma or shame in addressing mental health. You know what? We can hear words which are not actually appropriate being tagged to mental health, such as crazy, such as bipolars. I mean, we don't actually have to use those terms, and we can actually think of words which are more appropriate. So, as far as I am concerned, I always think that you know what, mental health should always start within you. If you choose to surround yourself with a more positive surroundings or a more positive circle, then you will be able to radiate that inner peace, and you will be able to influence others also. If you are successful in influencing others with your actions and with your words, then you can proudly say that you are an effective influencer, and at the same time, you are an empowered woman who is able to empower others also.
Yun, thank you, Summer. No, so I mean, this month is International Women's Month, and it's really the struggle of women from the beginning, from having to not being able to vote until now. No, ngayon marami ng laws, like 5% of government budget is actually allotted for gender and development. That's number one. There's a lot of meron ng laws against violence. Violence against women, of course,
Women
also
and
laws
children.
women and children, yung VAUC,
Yeah.
no? Then we
Pausi.
also, yes, that's right. So we also have laws now on, of course, ang mostly kasi ang nata-traffic are women, even
Yes.
Yes.
children. In our case, like our center is also based in Antipolo, no?
Oh,
Recently, we inaugurated our events place. This is a center where we have uh, survivors of modern slavery, and recently we opened it with another uh, a very influential person. I don't know if you know Katie Ford, who owns Ford Modeling Agency. She's one of our biggest donors and really supporters of this. In fact, I'm going to invite you one of these days to visit.
Yes, please.
The maybe in May, no?
Yeah.
Magkita-kita tayo doon, and then maybe you can meet the kids. But of course, they still have active cases, and we're prosecuting the predators. So ano no, I'm so appreciative of what you're doing. I think parang ano lang no, it's really a platform where you can do charity, where you can influence other women, because there are still a lot of women out there who are hopeless, no? And then
yes.
moving
Yes.
towards the last part of our show, we're into our last 15 minutes. I'd like siguro to ask each one to give parang ano, your inspirational message to women who still are in their shell, who are still unempowered, or still, struggling, because it's happening all over the place, no? Like I don't know if you know that 14% of the population are solo parents.
Yes.
So that's 14 million people who are in solo parent families na raising their children alone. So, there's so many. There's so many. Please give us your message. Christelle, you go first because you're queen mother. Please,
So,
give tell our audiences ano ba yung inspirational message mo for women there who still need to be empowered. Sige,
okay.
go ahead.
My message to all the women out there who needs empowering by women like me, just always remember this: you are not alone. You, we actually, I personally can tell you that my story started when I was 7, being um, um, the guardian of my four other siblings. We grew up just us without our parents, and I'm the one who raised them. We struggled a lot, but we survived. And aside from that, I am a mother of six beautiful children. I have four. I have five boys and one girl. Um, Two engineers, if you would believe. One is actually sales associate. One is taking medicine. One is in the U.S. right now. Entered the U.S. Army, but also taking physics. And my beauty queen little girl. This is something that I can show you. Do not let poverty be a hindrance of your success, because if I can, why can't you? There is no such thing
Yeah.
that you can do as long as you have to have this strength in you, because we women, we are born limitless. Remember this, we are strong enough to be the person who is giving, or the reason why the mankind exists. You have that strength in you. Go out there, become limitless. Don't put yourself in a corner where you can be limited. Remember, limited. Remember this, you are a mother. You've been through that pain, bearing that child and bringing that life into you. What more pain that you cannot, you know um hold on to? I mean, you have survived that pain. There's nothing else that you cannot. So be yourself. Go out there, find your real self, find your strength. And if you need somebody to help you, or encourage you, we are here. You can message La Reinas Filipinas organization. We are open to everybody. We can give you advices, and we can even uplift you with everything that you can do. You can join us. I mean, not even being a queen, but just being a woman who needs somebody to empower them. We are open to everyone, even children, even the young mothers, the unwed mothers, the young mothers. We are welcome. We are open for you guys. Just go to our Facebook page, La Reinas Filipinas organization. You are all welcome. Remember this: you are woman. You are born limitless. You are the strongest person ever. And if I can, why can't you? Yun po.
Amen. All right.
That is our
Okay.
queen mother.
So, yeah, please, we're almost at the end of the show. Please give us your inspirational message for our women out there.
All right. So, in lieu of the Women's Month, to all the women out there, remember that you are strong and capable and deserving of everything that you desire in life. It is time to break free from the limitations and the expectations of our society that has placed upon you, and you must embrace your true potential. Remember that you are capable of achieving greatness and making a difference in this world. So, you have to believe in yourself, you have to surround yourself with positive influences, and let's support each other along the way. Maybe you can seek out mentors who can guide you. We are here, Larinas are here, and to offer support and encouragement. And remember that failure is not a setback, but rather an opportunity to learn and grow. So together, let's continue to break down barriers and create a world where every woman has the opportunity to thrive.
All right. Well said. Okay, Kathy, please tell us your message for them.
Thank you, Nato. I was also a single parent for 24 years before I got married. So I know the challenges and hardships of being one. Um, but, if you just follow the right path, everything will fall into place. And for those who are having hardships and struggles, you just, be strong, have an open mind, be open to opportunities, be smart, be street smart, have common sense. And also as an advocate of physical and mental health, it is just common sense that do have some discipline and exercise and have a healthy diet, um, because good habits as well as a balanced lifestyle and self-control will help you in having a successful and righteous path, and be empowered and stay empowered. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. And of course, Summer, please your message for our women out there.
Okay, so I would like to remind everyone that life is a struggle and life is also an adventure. So it's not always that we have this victorious moments in life. We also have our fair share of hardships and at the same time failures. But never take those failures as something that will stop you to go farther and further. We have to actually embrace every failure, every mistakes that we commit, because that will be an opportunity for us to develop and to be as productive and as progressive that we can be in our present and in our future. And at the same time, we also have to take care of our inner peace, because you know what, the world will always have something to say about you, but if you will be able to understand them, and at the same time if you'll be able to consider that your inner peace matters the most, then you will have to choose a better circle. You will have to choose that peace so that you'll be able to influence and affect also the lives of others positively. So just deal with life as it is, and at the same time, always to be the bigger person and always be the best version of you.
Ayun. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the queens of the La Reinas
Reinas.
Filipinas
Reinas
organization.
Filipinas.
So we have Queen Mother Cristel, and then of course Yam and Kathy and Summer, who has joined us tonight because of this show, no, International Women's Month feature natin. So you heard from these women, no, very empowered women, and of course, our topic today is women empowering women, giving hope to the hopeless. Uh, ano yan eh? I have seen stories. I have heard of so many stories, and even the story of my own mom struggling, di ba, with being a parent and being a mother, and also struggles of young students, working students, yung iba. But you know, there are successes and there's really hope. Of course, the struggles are real. I know of a lot of people who
Yeah.
are still struggling now,
Yeah.
even young kids, and mental health is really an issue. You will see them, they're especially our teenagers and our young people, di ba Yam, no? They look so normal, but deep inside
Mhm.
they're
They're
really
hurting. They're in pain.
hurting. They're in pain. And
The
kanina,
struggle
Kathy,
is real.
yes, you mentioned about the stigma and everything, and these things are real, and we really need to. The role of women is really very huge in society. So uh,
Yes.
I'd like to thank everyone. You know, I was thinking, how will I host this show, because there's so many of you, and then just there's just one of me, and I'd like to say that this was really a very inspirational show. We have had a lot of people on this show. This is our 34th episode. So I'm so glad Ao Perez arranged that we will be able to interview you for Women's Month. Now, before we go, siguro we'd like to ask you to do a to do a queen's pose, and then mamaya after the show we will have a photo, no, with the team. So paano ba yon? How do you do that? Is it the Miss Universe thingy? Ayan. So sige, let's say bye bye to the audience. But before we do that, we'd like to remind everybody. Do you have to? Are you doing a pageant very soon? Is there a
Um,
Oh.
Yeah, actually, we're not competing at this moment, or none of us are competing because they just got their crown. And also, I
Mhm.
am still reigning Mrs. Heritage International, which crowned last November 2022. But we have
Mhm.
upcoming, which is as a second edition of Junior Idol World Philippines, which is
Okay.
I am the organizer and I am the national director as well. And it will be held here in Antipolo because last year it was held in Manila, but this time some of my friends requested I must do it here in Antipolo because there's a lot of places that I can promote here as well.
Siguro there's so many beautiful people in Antipolo, no? Because all of
Yes.
them
Imagine, imagine, my
live
God.
there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to maybe give 1 minute each for Cristel, Yam, and Kathy and Summer to say thank you to everyone. Cristel, thank you sa ating audience. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to say thank you to TNC for having us tonight, and of course the viewers who stayed from the beginning to the end of the show. Thank you so much for staying with us, and I hope we give you an inspirational night. Give you also hope that it's not the end of the day. And we would like also, of course, I would like to say thank you to all the Reinas Filipinas queens and kings who's always there, who always willing to listen and with the advices that I have given them, and also doing their queenly duty. Because without them, Lorenas Filipinas is not an organization. It's just going to be an Lorenas Filipinas. So to all my queens, to all my kings, and to all the parents who supports us and our sponsors especially, thank you so much everyone. And of course to my family, I would like to say thank you to my kids who are always there, who supports me as well, and to everyone else here watching, and of course the media who supported us from day one. Thank you so much. You know who you are. There's so many of you for me to mention, but I love you all. Thank you for being my family. And of course, again, go back to Lorenas Filipinas. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And
I
thank you,
love you,
TNC, for
mommy.
having us tonight.
Thank you, Cristel. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank Larinas Filipinas organization. I hope that you continue with what you do and to use this platform really to empower a lot more people out there, especially women who are still there, hopeless, and in the four corners of their homes
Yes.
and even in their schools. No, so we thank you for doing this. We hope that more and more young people also join you and help you out with this with these advocacies. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Women Empowering Women, giving hope to the hopeless with La Reinas Filipinas organization, with Cristel, with Yam, with Catherine, with Kathy and Summer. So that's all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They will give their beauty queen goodbyes right now. So thank you. God bless everyone. Thank you so much. We have a photo after this. All right. Bye.
Thank you,
Salamat.
everyone. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having us, Nato.
Thank you.
More
God
power
bless
to
you.
TNC.
Thank you, Sir
All right.
Nato.
Okay, don't go.